Hello, lovely, and welcome to day one of the Missing Piece Weight Loss Challenge for 2026. And I am just letting Shell in. How are you? Good morning, Shell. How are you? Lovely to see you. Hi. Not sure who's turning up this morning. We had 12 register for the challenge, but we will see who is to turn up. But I'm thrilled that you are here, and really looking forward to sharing what I believe and know to be true as the missing piece to the weight loss puzzle. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So, as we are recording and as we have started, let's get going. Um, I want to first start by saying this. If you're here, I'm guessing you are not new to weight loss. You are not inexperienced in this area, and you are definitely not someone who just hasn't tried hard enough. Would you agree? Yes, I think you might agree. Um, in fact, lots of the women I speak with, and I'm sure lots of you know a lot about weight loss. We just do. We know what protein is. We know that vegetables matter. We know that movement helps. We know that we shouldn't be hanging out at McDonald's and KFC. We know these things. We are smart, intelligent women. We've done plans, programs. Maybe you've done resets, lots of other challenges. I get that. Maybe even some of you, as certainly some of my clients, have done some surgery. They've been on medications. They've tried some of the injections, which are all the rage at the moment. They've tried lots and lots of things, yet despite knowing everything and despite everything that they've tried, and I call that the diet roller coaster, something hasn't clicked. Despite everything that you haven't got the results that you really, really want and truly desire. And the thing is, some of you might be actually successful in losing the weight, which is great. You lose that 5, 10, maybe 15 kilos, whatever it is, but it comes back on. And that's really annoying. And then slowly you get this slow creep happening. And you think, okay, the diet's over, I'm done. And just all of a sudden, or it could be the slow creep, the weight comes back on, or maybe all those habits what you were being so good about start to slowly erode and slowly to come back into your life. And all of a sudden the 5 kilos is back on 6 months later. And often an extra couple of pounds to make it friendly and comfortable. Does that feel familiar? So what about for you, Shell? What can you take yourself unmute? Where are you at? Hang on, I can't hear you. It's just my audio's up. Is your audio up? Hang on, let's just see if we can get. No, you're free to speak at my end, but nothing's happening. Hmm. That's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, great. Got you.
Excellent. Just technology. I love
I love it.
For me, it's just not shifting. Like I can walk 5Ks a day. I eat pretty well. I don't eat a lot of junk food
Mhm.
or we eat protein and veggies every day.
Yep.
I always home cook. We're not takeaway people. I've just found in the last probably oh 5 or so years, it's
hmm
the belly. It's the
hmm
belly, especially the lower belly. It just won't shift.
Yeah. And do you feel like it's been a slow creep, or did it sort of suddenly, not that it does happen overnight, I appreciate that, but or does you think, wow, where has this come from?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was always not too bad for a long time, but then I'm 62 now, so
Congratulations.
thank you.
So am I.
Um, but it's just sort of seemed to have been, yeah, this belly's just appeared, especially the lower belly.
Hmm.
Um,
So between the belly button and the top of the pelvis sort of area.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and around sort of the, that that around that hip, or no,
Hmm.
it's not hip, but it's that sort of pelvic area. So yeah, it's and I just can't shift it regardless of what I do. I'm not a dieter anymore.
Great.
Or what they term dieting. And I've tried keto, I've tried intermittent fasting, I've tried all sorts of things, but it just won't shift.
Mm. Well, you have what is a very common problem. So
It appears so.
totally. Yeah, you do. And, I know that over the next 5 days, this will help you look at it from a different approach because, as you say, despite you doing the right things, it's not happening and it's for a reason. And that's what we'll be sharing, today and beyond. So hopefully this is going to help you big time, which is really good. So, obviously, well, maybe some more people might come in, but we've got people on replay, they've let me know that, so that's fine. So we'll keep going with today's teaching, and obviously, I'll ask questions along the way, and if I can help you, like here and now, that's definitely what I want to do today. So every body, literally, the body is different and responds to their weight gain quite differently. As you say, Shell, it's that lower part of your belly. Some people very much feel like it's the whole belly, that right from the top of the ribs down to the lower part of the body. Some it appears on the on the back, the bottom, the thighs. Um, but it's there and it's a real problem, and I completely appreciate that experience. And that's why I created this challenge, because I know today is not about teaching you more information in terms of what you should and shouldn't be doing. It's about helping you really understand why knowing what to do or what you've been doing in the past hasn't been enough. Because this is the real frustration. Many women say to me things like, Caroline, I know what I should be doing, so why can't I just do it? Or why does it feel harder now than it used to? And as Shell, as you just said, I can't shift it. Other people say, why do I start strong and then eventually lose momentum? And probably one of my most common and successful feedbacks is, I am successful in so many other areas of my life. I run my family, I run my job, I run my coaching business, I run my career, but this one area of my life is elusive for me. So you have success in so many other areas of your life, but this is this one area of your life that you can't get under control. And then probably if I could have $1,000 for every time someone said this to me, Caroline, I know what I should be doing. I know what I should be eating. I know how I should be moving my body. As I said, we all know a lot, but I just can't get my head in the right place. And really, for years, the industry has had one answer, like try harder, be more disciplined, get stricter, go to the gym more, be more consistent. The old eat less, move more. But that hasn't worked. And this is what I want you to hear today clearly. And I want to say it with so much kindness. If effort was the answer, if we tried harder, did all the right things, followed the rules, ate less, move more, you would already be at your goal weight. So this isn't about making effort. The real problem isn't the food or the motivation. Weight loss, most weight loss approaches on, as I said, food rules, meal plans, behaviors, willpower. They're all focused on what you do, okay? But almost none of them address why you do what you do and why what used to work for you actually doesn't work anymore. And this is where the missing piece lives. So, my intention for you this week is that by the end of these 5 days, you're going to clearly understand why weight loss has felt hard, why you haven't been able to shift it, what's been missing, and exactly how to move forward with confidence without dieting or burning yourself out again. I don't want any of you to do diets at all. I don't believe in diets, they don't work. Okay. So, it's about stopping feeling confused and stuck and start feeling clear, start feeling capable, and feel confident about how you can move forward with your weight loss. And having this outcome is a really great way to move forward. And this is something you could write down in your phone or write down on a piece of paper, or you could write down in the chat box. Is your intention for this week is that I am going to have this open mind to show up every day, because that's what I'm actually challenging you to do over the next 5 days, is to show up with this open mind and be open to a new way of thinking. And you might write something down like, I will leave these 5 days with clarity, with direction, and a way forward that finally makes sense for my body and my life. So set this intention with yourself now, write it down. We need to get it out of our heads and onto paper to bring it into the universe to make it that reality, because this is your new reality. And always talk is I will, not I am trying or I'm going to. Be very direct in your conversation. I will leave these 5 days with clarity, direction, for etc. And I want you to show up with, as I said, with an open mind, but without distraction. So we turn off our phones, we close down our tabs, and just be here to really take the time to open your mind for a new approach. So the agenda for our 5 days together is obviously day one, today, the missing piece. Day two, what we're going to do is why your body feels different now and what's really happening at this time of our lives, because it is a very different body to what we had in our 20s and 30s. We all recognize that. And there's no need to stop fighting our bodies anymore. Day three, we're going to talk about where motivation actually comes from and why the whole willpower fades and how you can reignite that momentum without pushing harder. Day four, we're going to go into those habits that keep you stuck, that thinking that's keeping you stuck, and how do we build habits and thinking that's working with us? Super important, that's working with our mind, with our body, rather than against us. And then day five, it's all about the way forward, how all of this fits together and what your next stage, that next 5 kilos, that next 10 kilos, that next 20 kilos, that could be, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, what that really needs. And I'm super excited to share with you my new program, which I will be presenting at the end of the week. And if what I say resonates with you, we can talk about working together. And if not, then I still want you to leave these 5 days with this clarity and this direction to move forward. So I'm super excited about what's to come. So for those that are new to my world, who am I? My name is Caroline Silk, and yes, I am the mindset nutritionist. You may say to me, okay, well, what is that, Caroline? Essentially, I had a little midlife crisis. I went back to uni when I had 3 children, 3 boys under what? Were they? Under 6 or 7, as you do. And I went back to uni and did a postgrad in nutrition. And I started working initially with families, and then I ended up working with women, which I think was just a natural progression of where I was in my life. And interestingly, as I said earlier, that feedback kept coming back to me as Caroline, I know what I should be doing. I can't get my head in the right place. And that was my frustration, because I knew I could share with them all about nutrition, and I have a very well varied knowledge about exercise and moving our bodies, but I didn't know what to do with the head. So I looked and I searched and I researched, and eventually I became certified in a program which is based on neurolinguistic programming, which is about working with your subconscious mind to change your behaviors at that level. And that is why I became the mindset nutritionist, because all of a sudden I had the expertise, and now I've had 15 years of expertise of being able to change the mindset first. That is the number one pillar in anything I do with my clients, so that your head is in the right place, so that it's promoting you and supporting you and working with you as opposed to against you. And that's what I've been doing. So if you are new to my world, please put newbie in the chat. If you're a groupie and you've been following me on this wellness path for some time, a very big welcome back. But that is it. So what is that elusive missing piece? Here it is. Okay. Your body and your behaviors are not driven by logic. You know, that executive part of our mind that has all that you're having all that conversation with, where you're making your decisions. Your body is driven by patterns stored below in your conscious thought. Now, that might seem a little strange because you're thinking, well, I'm Caroline, I'm having these discussions in my mind. I'm making these decisions. I'm going to be better today. I'm going to eat better today. So, why on earth is what's going on in the subconscious mind ruling the roost? Shell, are you familiar with the conscious subconscious mind behavior? Yeah. So I'll just give a brief explanation for those that are not. So if we imagine the mind as a iceberg, and the top of the iceberg, where Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio hung out, was here like this. And this is our conscious mind. This is our executive mind. This is the decision-making part about what we believe is the decision-making part of our mind. Underneath, which is what we couldn't see, is the subconscious mind. But in fact, that is making 96 to 98% of our daily decisions. We think it's all going on in this fabulous head of ours, but it's all going on in the subconscious mind. 96 to 98% of our daily decisions. Like, who's pumping your heart right now? Who's moving blood around your body? It stores your memories. It stores your negative emotions. It stores all of the body's physical patterns to run your body. It stores your repressed memories. It's like this, I say to my clients, it's like this massive filing cabinet that your body calls upon to run your body each and every day. And that is how very powerful it is. It is like this moving force. And when you think about the iceberg analogy, trying to turn the iceberg around doesn't happen if you're doing it from your executive mind with ease. You feel like it's hard work. But when you know that you can operate from your subconscious mind and make the changes there, then that's when the ease comes. Okay. So if your body and behaviors are not driven by logic, what are they driven by? They're driven by these patterns stored below in the conscious thought. So stored below in your subconscious mind, like your nervous system. Okay. Like your subconscious, like I just explained, and also your identity. Your body isn't responding to instructions, you know, the ones you tell it every day in that executive mind of yours. I'm going to be good. I'm going to try harder. I won't have a drink till the weekend. I know I can do this. You know, what are some of those well-known instructions that we all say? Put them in the chat. If it's those thoughts that we just kept repeating on repeat to ourselves. So therefore, why isn't it working? Because we're smart, intelligent women. Because our body is responding to what feels safe, what feels familiar, and actually, annoyingly, what is efficient. Our body likes to run on efficiency, which kind of makes sense. So when you're eating automatically, when you're losing that motivation, when you feel like you're sabotaging your progress, when you're feeling that resistance, and you think to yourself, I'm going to start again tomorrow, or the famous, I will start again on Monday. I really want you to know that that is not a character flaw at all. It's a protection pattern. Rejection of what you want to do is actually protection from your body's point of view. And most programs never address this. They try to override it. But this is really important in midlife. In our younger years, when we had those 20-something bodies and our 30-something bodies, our bodies could compensate for all the stress that was going on in our lives. You know, our body was, yes, it was youthful. It could handle the diet stresses we threw at it, or the exercise stresses or the mental pressure that we threw at it, because it was more vital. And in this amazing stage of our lives, our body, annoyingly, becomes a little bit less tolerant of that stress. So when we're pushing harder now, our cravings can increase, our fatigue can certainly increase, our motivation can drop. It's kind of exhausted. And then what happens is this like resistance rises. And literally, this week, in one of my client sessions, who has dropped 9 kilos. So we're super excited about that. So it's over about 20 pounds. She has hurt her back. And all of a sudden, and quite badly, and all of a sudden, she's under instructions and her life has to slow down. She actually owns her own business. She has staff, etc. But literally, she's spending time on the floor. She's not allowed to drive, so she's Ubering everywhere. She's taking lots of anti-inflams. And she said to me, Caroline, despite everything I know, I am just craving carbs and sugar big time. And I said to her, your body is under acute state of stress. You have inflammation rife in your body. And when you have this, cortisol is at its peak. And cortisol's number one reason is to keep you safe in fight or flight. And it's going to send sugar signals out to your body going, I need sugar. And despite everything that she does and all the work we've done together, it came flooding back. And the beauty is that working together, we navigate through these life events so that you know how to manage them. But that's what our body does. And as I said, at this time of our lives, it feels far more exaggerated because of where our bodies are. And so once you know this and you can then navigate, and I shared tools with her of how she could move forward. But right now, I said to her, this is all about you looking after you and giving yourself the self-care and rest that you need. But so many women interpret this as something's wrong with me. And this is the thing. We start to overthink this and we have that well-known conversation going on in our beautiful heads and we hit the replay button again and again and again, and it goes on and on and on again because we feel like something is wrong with me or a combination of something is wrong with my body. And we start to pull our body apart. This bit's good, this bit's good. No, this bit's not great at all. Is any of this sounding familiar? Yep. So when we're stuck in our heads and when we're overthinking, the thing is we can never solve the problem from that place because it's the same thinking that we always have. We can never solve the problem from the same thinking. If it's on repeat, it's on repeat for a reason because it sounds so familiar. And as I just shared before, the subconscious mind and the body likes familiar, it likes efficiency, it's like safety, and it's protecting you. And that's a crazy thing. Like you're thinking, I want to drop this weight. I want to get a healthier version of me. Surely that is better for me, but why is my body resisting this and why is it protecting me? But here's your truth. Your body isn't failing you. It's communicating with you. It's actually asking you for a different approach. And this is the shift. This is the missing piece. So here's the reframe I want you to sit with today. I really believe you don't need more rules. You've had enough of those. You don't need more discipline. You don't need to be better at weight loss. You need alignment. And that's alignment between your mind, your body, and the identity of you that you're asking yourself to live from. When that alignment is there, what happens is the effort drops. Consistency becomes so much easier. That food noise, that mind chatter, that monkey noise that goes on your head just becomes quieter, calms right down. And what we end up doing is rebuilding this trust with your body. And when we do this, women end up doing less, my clients end up doing less and actually get better results. They're not doing less, but they're working with the missing piece instead of fighting against it. So they're working with their mind and they're working with their body and they're working in alignment with the identity of who they want to become rather than repeating that same thinking from that same place, which is the old place. And the most regular, honestly, hand on my heart, feedback I get from my clients is, Caroline, I cannot believe how easy this is because the battle's stopped. They've drawn a line in the sand, changed the way you think, and the ease will follow. Because guess what? If you think weight loss is going to be hard, it will be. If you think it won't shift, it won't shift. If you think you will struggle, you will struggle. If you think it's a battle, it will be. These are words very much associated in the weight loss industry: battle, hard, struggle, because what we focus on grows. Our internal world, all that mind chatter within our lovely heads, that food noise, that monkey mind becomes your reality. So, what I want you to do is look at your language. Look at the thoughts that you're thinking. Are you saying words like hard and battle and struggle? And it won't happen. Because every thought you think sends a chemical reaction throughout your body. So if you're thinking negative thoughts about yourself and negative thoughts about your body, you are sending negative chemical reactions through your body. And that, my lovely people, is stress. Okay. So when we change our thoughts, and yes, that's the work I do, being the mindset nutritionist, our body is going to respond. Is that making sense? Do you feel like that's, can you see how your thoughts can override your body and cause that stress? Shell, what are you saying? The crazy thing, I know all this stuff and use it in my work. But when it comes to me, I get that. I totally get that. And that's what I said. I can't tell you how many of my clients are these successful, amazing women. And they say, Caroline, what is going on? Like, it is just, I can run a business, I can do this, I can make this, you know. But when it comes to their selves, there is something keeping them on the back burner. And I know it's all about protection and safety and all sorts of things. And it's keeping them there and it's keeping them safe and it's keeping them in that holding pattern. And that's the craziest thing, as you say. It is really crazy, but it's a truth. So don't feel that you are out there on your own limb, on your own, because you are absolutely not. I promise you that. You are absolutely not. So, what I really want you to do is think about today, and this is your homework, your fun work. I don't want you to fix anything, okay? This is not about fixing you. Today is all about observation. I want you to observe you. So, for the next 24 hours, I want you to notice when food feels automatic. Like it's just this, go straight there and eat it without you really thinking about it. Notice where resistance shows up in your day. And it can be anywhere across your day in relation to any topic. Okay. I'm not just talking food. And notice when you think about things where you're putting it off, like I'll start again later, or I'll do it later, and I just want you to notice. All right. I don't want you to judge yourself. Just notice it. Get curious. Identify it, what it is. What are these thoughts that you're thinking? You might actually find that you're really surprised about how much time you're giving over to these thoughts. You know, it's a very common discussion I have with my clients of like, you know, how much time are you giving over to these food thoughts and what you want in relation to your body and what you want in relation to your wellness? And it's not uncommon to say, well, an hour, 2 hours a day, just to be constantly thinking about, you know, potentially beating yourself up. Well, think about that time. That's took, you know, 1, 2 hours a day. That's potentially 7 days a week, 7 hours a week, which is 7 days a week. I mean, that's a whole lot of mental energy that you are giving over to this, which is causing grief in your body. As I said, it's sending those negative chemical reactions in your body. And when you just think about this pattern behavior is releasing this cortisol into your body. And we know that cortisol is the belly fat storage hormone. So boom, boom, you're unknowingly having or knowingly having the monkey mind chatter. It's sending the negative reaction in the body. The cortisol is rising, boom, boom, belly fat. I mean, that's just one line of physiology that goes through your body. And then you add in all the other parts of the physiology and the mind work of keeping you protective and keeping you safe and keeping you efficient and not being in alignment. It's a recipe for weight not moving or weight gain or losing it and then it coming back on. So just get curious with yourself and write it down. And a journal prompt you might like to think about is if my body was protecting me rather than sabotaging me, what might it be protecting me from? I'll repeat that. If my body was protecting me rather than sabotaging me, what might it be protecting me from? And there are absolutely no right answers to this. This is all about awareness because this is the real shift. Change does not happen without the awareness that you want or need to change. Because if you don't have the awareness, it's not going to happen. So let's create the awareness about some of your daily thoughts and daily food noise that's going on inside your head. And that monkey mind chatter that we're all very familiar with. And write it down. And we can talk about that tomorrow. Because awareness is seriously the first real shift. So today's introductory conversation isn't about, as I really want you to understand, this isn't about, you feeling like this whole thing isn't working, because I want you to know nothing is wrong with you. It's when we bring it all back into alignment of all the things that I talked about, our identity, our subconscious, and then our behaviors, then that's when everything starts to flow. And tomorrow what we'll do is we'll talk about why your body feels obviously very different now, what actually matters in midlife, because it does matter, it seriously does, and what you can stop worrying about altogether. So if today already feels different to you, then that is great, because what we've done is we've opened up your mind to a different approach. Because you'll see that I haven't talked about food, really. As I said, mindset is the number one pillar in everything I do with my clients, because to me, that is the missing piece. When we have everything in alignment within us, the food, the nutrition, the movement, all those things just fall into place. It's a lovely byproduct of taking that different approach and making it all come together for you. So that's today. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And any questions right now, I'm happy to answer them. You good? Great.
No, all good. Thank you, Caroline. Yeah.
Absolute pleasure.
I'm going to have to make the replay tomorrow. I've got
no stress.
Work in the morning. So yeah, thank you. It gets you thinking, about, because I know it's not my diet, what I eat. So yeah, it's sort of, is it the cortisol? Is that what's, I don't consider myself stressed, but I think this is important to just observe.
Yeah, just observe today.
Yeah, have a look at it from a step back a bit and just have a look at it.
And just be aware of the thoughts and how often they pop up and what those thoughts are. And write them down. And let's see what's going on.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolute pleasure. And I'll catch you on the replay. It'll come out in the email tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.